Nowadays, many people have a camera with them at all times in the form of a smartphone. While using it may seem like second nature to some, others are looking to learn a few tricks from a pro to get their shots looking their best. The Duluth Folk School held a special class today to teach people smartphone photography. Instructor Mark Bergman has been taking pictures for close to 60 years. He's seen the art form change from black and white to color to digital. He says taking good pictures requires a blend of technology and choosing how the shot will be laid out.
The technology side really determines how good the picture is taken, the artistic side about the composition, and we go into both of those.
And all this footage was actually shot on a smartphone. Now, Bergman says one quick way to make your smartphone photos look better is to turn on the grid feature in the camera, which can help with composition. He also suggests not turning your filters on before taking pictures, urging people to wait to do that until after the shot is taken. Now, we've got a link to more information about the classes offered at Duluth Folk School at northernnewsnow.com.